and making waves without the water.
This is the oldest vessel that we've ever found.
A long buried ship rises to the surface. We leave you tonight from an ever-changing place, that small strip of earth where the water meets the shore, where cities undergo their greatest transformation. About a month ago, at a construction site in Toronto, work crews found a sailing ship dating back to the early 1800s. Today, the vessel took its last voyage on the back of a flatbed truck. Here's CTV's John Venevale-Rao.
So very little of what you see in Toronto today gives one a sense of its simple beginnings, which is why perhaps so many whipped out their cameras as a precious piece of the past was recovered, long hidden beneath the city.
It just makes me so excited because I love history.
It may hardly look seaworthy now, but these are the remains of a schooner, perhaps 30 years older than Canada itself, and that in its heyday would have looked something like this. Found in, of all places, a condo development when the hole was dug for yet another high-rise.
Well, when we found it, we were quite surprised, and it was pretty cool.
The schooner is believed to be the oldest boat ever found by archaeologists in Toronto, and dating back to a different time, the early to mid-1800s, when the waterfront was filled with boats instead of skyscrapers.
This is thrilling. This is amazing to see.
They don't know who owned it, but they think it was built in America because this American penny was found under the mast. Everything, including the nails, handmade.
This is almost 200 years old.
That's right.
Right. Well, for Toronto, that's significant.
It's very significant.
As for why it was found underground, well, the site used to be underwater.
That absolutely represents where Toronto shoreline was in the 1830s.
Old maps show Front Street at one time ran along the shores of the harbor, but more than a century ago, landfilling moved the shoreline a few hundred meters further into Lake Ontario, and buildings now sit on top. That's why historic Fort York is today landlocked. At one time, it was right on the lake. So the schooner being moved to the fort to be put on permanent display as a reminder of where the lake used to be and how much things have changed. John Venevale-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
It's really fascinating, and that is also it for us.
A rare piece of Toronto's history embarked on its final voyage Thursday. A 19th century schooner discovered underneath a waterfront condo construction site was loaded onto a truck and taken to Old Fort York. The ship is thought to date back to the 1830s. If confirmed, that would make it the oldest vessel ever found in Toronto. Archaeologists say the schooner was likely built in the United States and used as a cargo ship. They also believe the ship was sunk deliberately, so it could be used as makeshift scaffolding for workers building the Queen's Wharf.